Okay, I just had a training session with Caitlin, and I'm just going to record from us for my notes on. Just gonna repeat what we did. So we were building a Matterport, and so to start on the Matterport, we need to go to the Matterport website and find the space. And after we found the space, we need to go to the editor mode, which is like these two indicators right here. We can switch to edit. Then on the bottom of the screen in the bottom left corner, there's going to be different views. We will have to choose the view floor plan selection. And then we select the floor that we'd like to start our drawing with. So this is the floor. Floor 1 is normally the basement. Floor 2 is our main floor. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be going to snipping tool, and we will take a screenshot of our layout, the floor plan of the house on the Matterport, provided by Matterport. So we took the screenshot, and then we're going to save this screen as in a PNG format, not in JPEG, in PNG, and we're going to name it something like anything that we'd like. So I named it Matterport Practice, and it's gonna go to Matterport Training folder, so I can find it afterwards for the other trainees. So I'm gonna click Save, and the floor plan is right there. Because we're going to start building our floor plan from the foyer, just to work the way it works in a REL, that's how we would start if we would be in a house. We will need to rotate that floor plan before we start building it in B. So we're going to be going to the File Explorer, and we're going to be going to and find that image in a folder that we previously created for that project. So here we go, Matterport Practice image, and it just opens in a simple Windows editor, and we're going to either click here or right click and rotate. So we will be rotating this way because this is where the entrance to the house is. I'm not sure if it's visible on that camera, but there is a rug right here, so that means the main door is right there. And that's the way we're going to be proceeding with building this floor plan. We're going to start with the foyer. I'm gonna go into dining room or whatever that is, office, and then keep moving through the area. This is a living room, this is the kitchen. We can always refer to our Matterport virtual tour in order to see any details of the room while we're building. We can measure in a Matterport tour, we can look up the details on what kind of windows we have, what kind of closet we have. So if anything is not clear from this little scheme, then we can get it in a virtual tour. From the virtual tour information, and here's what I'm talking about. So we don't need that layout here anymore. We can go back to the dollhouse, and we can always go to the area in question. Like if we're gonna start building a foyer, I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but here's our door, here's that little mat. Next to it is a little closet with a little swinging door that opens on us. And then there is entrance to the bathroom, and Matterport's right there in the window. Okay, so, and then we can always switch in between. We can measure here as well. We can open up the floor plan. If we need to measure anything, we go to measurements and we click add, and it works the same like on our floor plan models. You click on a point, we click on a point and we move it where we're measuring, and if we zoom in, it's visible a little better, but basically we can delete the measurement because it's not working very well right now. Basically putting in a point, double click, moving it where we want it to end, And you see how it shows 8.2, 8.3 right here, and that's the measurements we're going to take. We will have to convert it into inches. So then the next thing that I want to record for myself is I'm going to minimize this, and this is gonna get closed because we rotated it, it's saved. We are going to start B. So, and then B, we are going to go into File, and then say New. And we'll ask the house, what new do I want? House plan and a floor plan. We're going to choose the floor plan and click OK. And so here, B knows that we built in a new floor plan, so that opens up the program that's very similar to Ariel. Basically, it does look like Ariel to me here, actually, now when I know what I'm doing. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be copying that overlay that we created. So we will put the overlay under the floor plan we're going to be drawing. We're going to click overlay, and we're going to say create. And we will find that folder that we saved with the layover, which is right here. And here's that image. We're gonna open it, and here it shows up. We can move it. And of course, it's easier to draw if we zoom it in a little bit more. You can always zoom it in. So then, to start drawing, that looks comfortable enough to draw, but we can zoom in a little more. Caitlin does it's a little closer. I can't do it, like I like it like this. So probably depends on the vision that you have. We can go into tools and say we want a new floor plan over this layout. We save it just the way we built it in Ariel. So we say that this is, I will call it King 2 because I already have King 1, I think, over there. And it's a main floor, just the regular way I train my photographers to draw. So we click OK, and it gives you the choice of shape. So our foyer is an L shape. And we get an L shape, and we say this is a foyer. And here it shows up. So we have to feed it where it needs to go first. See how big that got? Gotten really big, and it's gonna decrease the door. We're just feeding it within the foyer. That we have on an overlay. So just like in Ariel, we are gonna work with this shape to make it correct. There you go. So now our shape is fitting pretty well within the overlay. The one thing that we really have to do is to measure one of the walls. So we have to set the measurements for Ariel to know how to prorate any other wall afterwards. So we only have to measure once, and then everything else will be fitting within the picture. So as I previously showed in Matterport, we just measured that wall, and it was 8 feet and 2 inches. So we're going to convert 8 feet and 2 inches. We're going to multiply 8 by 12, and there's 96, and add 2, so that will be 98 inches right here. So we will go to in dimension mode, and we're going to say it's not 31, it is 98, and click OK. And then Ariel is going to know exactly how long all the other sides of the shape are. And we don't have to set any more measurements because the layout is going to within those proportions that you just set. So then the next thing we're doing is that we're just building the way we're going to build in Ariel. And we're going to add the empty door right here. And we want it to fit, so we just probably not 32 but 48 being a standard here. And we're going to build another empty door. That one is probably around 55. So, and here is a swinging door that is going outside to the left. There is another swinging door. If you remember, we were looking, and it was a little closet. It was probably around 18-inch wide, and it was going on us on the left. There you go. So that's that closet door right here, and that's that main door. I can make main door just a little, maybe less actually. 64, let's make it 54. So it's not as huge as I drew it. So now we put all the objects in just like regularly we would draw in a rail, and we are ready to leave this room through any of those doors. So let's go ahead and build that closet. So we're leaving the room through this door and building this little closet right here. There you go. And it's rectangular closet. There. Don't need to do anything else. We can move here again, go back, and then we can exit again through this door and build that bathroom. And it was half bath, obviously. It's a powder room, and it's also rectangular, and it's just gonna fit in a shape, and just like a regular thing, we're going to add that bath object and add a sink, and here we're going to add a toilet, and that's how this is done. So after we build the entire floor, and there's just like in the rail, there is a separate file for every floor. What we're going to do is we're going to, first of all, we're going to save it often, right? So we're going to be in this, we're going to be saving our version all the time. And then once we are done, we're going to go to overlay and delete it. So this way we see the final right here. And then we will save our final version of the floor plan. And it all ends up in our folder that we created for this project. So I usually name it by the job number, or we can name it by the address, really up to us. And then so we have the ready files for the files ready for with the floor plans. Then we're going to be going to Adminka, uploading them as normal. And once the files, the floor plans are uploaded as normal, and if hopefully the photographer already uploaded the pictures, we can close B, go back, we can close this guy, go back to B and open up the remote house plan and download all the files that we got through Adminka again and finish up the back ending.